Christian Association of Nigeria in Niger State has confirmed that 50 students abducted from St. Mary's private Catholic primary and secondary schools in Papiri, Agwara local government area have escaped from captivity. The state CAN chairman, Bishop Bulus Dawa Yohanna, said the students regained their freedom between Friday and Saturday and quietly returned to their families. Yohanna explained that school officials discovered the escape after contacting parents to verify the pupils' whereabouts. He noted that the school has 430 pupils in its primary section, including 377 boarders. While 50 escaped and 141 were not abducted, a total of 253 individuals, including pupils, secondary students, staff children, and 12 members of staff, remain with their abductors. The bishop appealed for calm and urged continued prayers as efforts intensify to rescue those still in captivity. He assured that Christian Association of Nigeria is working closely with security agencies, community leaders, and government authorities to secure the safe return. Hi, Chief Jackson. CAN is saying that 50 students escaped. I'm wondering how possible that is for 50. Were 50 released, or were 50, or did the 50 students escape? Because I am looking at, the implications of the escape.
Well, there are some things that is attached to security that I may not want to discuss much, particularly if I've serious thought about it and I was not able to convince myself the possibility, then I may not want to dwell so much on it. But if we are saying about 350-something were captured, that don't mean they keep them in different cells or different camps or whatever, or when they kept them together and when these people, these 50 were moving out, they did not tell others so that others will follow them and possibly maybe, you understand? And were the abductors, were they deeply asleep for these few people to only be alert and moved? Were they so close, or the camp where they kept them so close to
the road
and to the community, that because if, like in River State, for example, if the abductors kidnapped some person and kept them in Aoda, I find it difficult the way 50 people will just come to the main road and boarded some cars to take them to their respective home. So when you see all this, you need to think much about this, and glory be to God. Maybe because they are Christians, maybe because Holy Spirit has just gone there to release them, but the possibility of 50 escape from the abductors that abducted them for monetary reasons, for those people to be so careless that 50 people moved away from the camp
at the same
time, and these people were not awake, or they went somewhere till these people moved, trekked from possibly inside the forest to the main road and other things. So we don't want to say glory be to God, but I am still very, very confused on how it happens. But God could do everything.
Now, part of the eyewitness report that I saw, particularly on social media, a young lady who said that her sister is a student of that school, and the sister is a secondary student, said that they attacked the primary section first, and before they could get to the secondary section, the students had escaped by jumping the fence and all of that. And that young lady said it clearly that it was primary students, primary school pupils that were abducted. And she was saying between the ages of 3, 4, 5, 6, and the ages of primary school. That was the age that. So now I am trying to put 2 and 2 together. How these young children will be able to trace their way through the forest. Will be able to trace their way through the forest. I'm saying this because most times when issues are being reported in the news that has to do with security and, you know, national interest, most times information does not come out the way it's either underreported. I'm saying this as a media person.
Yes.
Most times it's underreported. Most times the information might be sketchy, but there are eyewitness reports emanating from the school saying that it was mainly primary school. And recall that when this happened, the first news that broke said it was just roughly 30 to 40, some said 50.
Yes.
Until that young lady came out to say it wasn't true. That her own sister said that over 200 students were abducted. And it was on that premise that, you know, people started asking questions and more information started filtering out that it wasn't exactly 50, that as it was underreported earlier, which even brings me to question a whole lot of reportage that has been coming out, you know, with respect to these affected areas. When they say, oh, 20 has been abducted, 3 were killed. Are these truly the numbers? Are these truly the numbers? So the question I'm asking is, if we are to go by eyewitness reports that it was primary school pupils that were abducted mainly, the question would be, how would these young children, who probably never entered the forest before, know their way, know the track road, know how to escape? I mean, children of 5 years, 6 years, 10 years, 9 years, make it make sense to me.
And that is why during the intro, I said, I found it so, can I say, okay, I see it as a very wonderful work of God. If people were abducted and 50 of them were able to escape from wherever they kept them and walk through the forest to the main road, and from the main road to their respective home separately.
And the school had to call their parents.
And
according to Khan,
the school had to call their parents. Have you seen your?
How does that make sense? When it's already established that these children have been abducted. How does it? How
yes,
that story?
So to me, the school, this thing has been exposed to even the office of the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So I believe the people that will even dominate in every discussion supposed to be the security agencies. But these parents now, the school now left the security agencies and they start talking with the parents. And the parents now started responding. And at the same time, they were able to call 50 parents. And the 50 parents now
quietly returned to their parents.
Yes. So the school now, as they were calling one after the other, they were able to call 50 parents.
And how was the school able to identify the particular parents?
Parents of the school recognized, maybe through spiritual means, because it's a Christian school. You understand? So the parents now recognize Holy Spirit was directing them to call the exact parent of the children that escaped. You understand? When a child of 3, 4, 5 years, even up to 9 years, will now find their way out of the school in unison. All of them file in the same line, escaping through the night to the main road, from the main road to their respective homes. Is it possible that even within a big estate, some children of that age could even be missing? They cannot recognize their home if they have played too far. Not to talk of from the forest.
Tracing their way through
yes, to the main road, through the night, to the main road, and they see file on the same line, and when this one got to his house, enter his house. Another one get to his house, enter his house. This sounds so funny. This sounds so funny. There are times I used to advise people. I said there are some expert liars. Allow the expert liars to tell lies. They will tell lies to deceive people. But those people that are not expert liars, when they tell lies, people will believe them. But to me, this is so funny. I don't think the security agencies should accept this. Because I want to believe that possibly ab initio, maybe these parents just kept their children. And suddenly now say they were missing. Because we had 30. From 30 turned to 45. 45 turned to 80. 80 turned on a daily basis. The numbers were increasing up to when they got above 300. And suddenly, 50 of them now are back. They were not rescued.
That's the question.
But those children
that's the question. Were they actually released or did they escape? Because they are two different things.
They said they escaped. That is different from if they went for them and forcefully collected them from their abductors. That is to say, they have been rescued. But these people were not rescued. They escaped. Children of 5, 6, 7 years escaped.
Primary school children.
Whereas at that age, they could be traumatized for only 1 hour and some of them will die in that process. Did they come to that school to pack them inside bus to the forest? Or they carried them and some of them will walk about maybe 10 kilometers away from the forest and they came back home safely. No, this is, I think I am recommending that government should probe into it very deeply while we are still congratulating the government and the people of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
All right.
The government should probe into it. We need to know the true position of this. Yes.
All right.